Hey guys, Duchess here from Adaptive Armory with another video review for you today. Now before I go any further, I'm just going to let you guys know, some of you might have noticed in the Strife video, and you're probably going to notice through this, that I am kind of sick. I do have a little bit of the sniffles, so if you hear me, doing stuff like, and things of that nature, please don't be grossed out. There's nothing I can really do to stop it. Alright, well anyways, today's video is about the Nerf Elite Triad EX3. It's basically the Jolt's bigger brother, and when I say bigger, I do mean bigger. It is quite a bit larger, which is okay for someone like me who has fairly big hands. This fits just about perfectly. One little problem that I find is that this does dig into the palm of my hand right here, this little round bit, but only if I'm really gripping it, like in really intense situations, like I'm fighting them there zombies in HVZ, might get a little intense. Of course, in all fairness, if I'm using this in HVZ, I'm already pretty screwed. As it is the Jolt's bigger brother, it does look a lot like the Jolt. It primes exactly the same as the Jolt. Let me see if I can actually do this, actually prime it with my teeth here, because I only have one hand. Yeah, so see, it primes the draw distances, as you would expect. Pull the trigger just the same, fires. The catch mechanism does run down the front here, just like before, which we will see when I open this bad boy up to show you what it's like. It is a 3-dart blaster. When pictures first came out online for it, I thought that it was going to fire all 3 darts at once, and I wasn't really game for that. That's kind of cool in a toy, but I personally prefer my things to fire at once, because I found Nerf shotguns don't really work all that well. Of course, when I got this, it was about $7 or $8 at Toys R Us here in Salem, so I figured why not buy it. When I got it, I found out that it fires one at a time, and there are a couple neat features about it firing one at a time. Normally it will fire this barrel, then this barrel, then that barrel, but it somehow detects, kind of like on the rough cut, which barrel is actually loaded. So if I don't have a dart here, but I do have a dart here, it will fire this one first, without, going through an empty barrel, which is really cool, and I'm kind of curious to see how it does that. Probably the same way that the rough cut does. But with that being said, I'm going to open this bad boy up, and you guys are going to get to take a look at as much of the internals as I can pull out. Alright guys, just like with the Strife, I removed the screws off camera for the sake of time. There were only 4 of them here on the bottom. The bottom of the plunger tube. Now, just like the Jolt, the handle itself is the plunger tube, and we have the plunger head, if I can get it out with one hand, right here. Looks a lot like what the Jolt had on the inside. The spring is pretty beefy. With one hand, this is a bit of a challenge to get it to compress, but it's pretty beefy. It's definitely stronger than I was expecting it to be. And the head's got a good seal, just like with the Jolt. If you guys are able to see in there, not sure if you will, let me try to see if I can move this thing to get the light better. You can just barely see it in there. There's a little bit of what looks like a bit of padding. Psych was quick to point out on the rough cut that there was padding on the plunger head. Was it the rough cut? I think it was the rough cut. I've watched a lot of Nerf videos the last couple of days. And there's some padding down in there, just like on the rough cut, so I'm interested if Nerf is kind of taking a cue from modders and trying to help lengthen the longevity of their blasters. Sadly, this is the most open that I'm willing to crack this bad boy. I don't really want to destroy it to get to the internal workings up here, but yeah, that's what the internals look like. And as I was saying, you can notice that the catch goes all the way down the trigger. There's the catch mechanism, and for those of you who are trying to figure out exactly how that works, see that lip around the edge there? The catch actually literally catches onto that, just like the name implies. And when you pull the trigger, the whole thing works like a lever. You see the orange popping out there? It actually works like a lever, releases the thing, and the spring causes the whole plunger head to push the air up into the tube and fire the darts. Now, obviously I can't crack this open anymore, so I can't see how it does the whole dart detection. I'm going to close it back up now, though, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts on it, and I'm going to answer the question that many of you are probably thinking right now as to whether or not this should replace all of your Jolts. Alright, so final thoughts on the Triad. It's a really great blaster, really comfortable to use, great range, great power behind it. Overall, it is a great blaster, and for only like $7 or $8, really worth your time. Now, as I was saying, I would answer the question about whether or not you should replace your Jolts with Triads. Short answer, depends. Which really isn't that short of an answer, because now I have to preface it by continuing on with my explanation of why. The Jolt has one great thing going for it, and that is its size. The Jolt is tiny, can fit in your pocket, can fit in your backpack, whatever. The Triad's a little bit bigger. Still could probably fit in your pocket, definitely could fit in your backpack still, but it is still, as I said, quite a bit larger. That's what the Jolt has going for it over the Triad. The Triad's a little bit more powerful, as is an Elite, but we're getting an Elite Jolt later. So the power will be negated. The benefits of having a Triad, obviously you've got greater ammo capacity than with the Jolt, but with the Jolt you've got the size. So if size doesn't matter to you and you just kind of want a tiny little single shot, well, they're better tiny little single shot blasters, but a Triad is worth the extra couple bucks to go with. But if you're looking for something that's really small that you can conceal and fit in your pockets, you know, to sort of go incognito during HVZ or whatever, you want something for stock Nerf wars, the Jolt might be for you. Either way, I think this is a worthy successor to the Jolt, and I think that you all should pick it up if you ever get a chance. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, share it with your friends if necessary, and I want everyone out there to have a great day.